Children's laughter. You know, sometimes you just gotta let that motherfucker, do its own thing. You know what I mean? How y'all doing? It's been a minute. Hope y'all are well, doing good and shit. Of sorts. Hope life is treating you well. I ain't did the beat detective in Lord knows how long, but hey, I got one for you. Making that last one made me think about this shit and talking to somebody on Bigo. Shout out to the homie Jace. You know what I'm saying? Which I got to get on this shit tonight. So if y'all would do me the honor of following me to Bigo after this shit, we're gonna be in there for a minute. I ain't gambling, but yeah, we're gonna have some fun though, nonetheless. I chose to talk about the 808, right? I don't know how we doing on it right now, but I hope we ain't laggy. I hope. I pray. I don't know, but either way it goes, tonight we're gonna talk about the hidden language of bass and why 808s make you kind of feel before you can actually process the shit. Y'all know it sound frequency hits different for everybody. You know, people believe what they want to believe, people do what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? If you're not familiar with the Beat Detective series, I investigate the sounds that shape music in the unknown places where you can find music. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like an underground history of shit, music. You know what I'm saying? Or this sound. You feel me? And trying to uncover the stories hidden behind every beat, every drum pattern. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna talk about some shit tonight that, as a hip hop fan, as a consumer of rap, trap, hip hop, whatever, anything fused together. I'm gonna talk about some shit that we take for granted, if you would, but it's always in our face. Simply put, the 808. Not just the sound itself, but the actual kick. The feeling that you feel when you hear this kick. You feel me? Have you ever wondered why one song may make you want to fight the world, nuck if you buck, if you would? You know what I'm saying? While another makes you want to text your ex and try to get back with them at 2 in the morning. Yet both songs use an 808. That's really not by accident. Hopefully by the end of this motherfucking live stream, y'all understand why bass affects your body before your brain even realizes what's going on. And if you don't understand polyrhythms, you might want to go find that video that I made and start there. Let's see if the troll's beginning. That's so funny. Let's talk about that. I'm an openly gay man now. Bro, you gotta come better than that shit, my dog. Good God, bro. Like, come on, dog. Hey, what's up with it? How you doing? I'm sorry. I mean, I guess it's troll night, but what's up with it? How y'all doing? Um, that threw me the fuck off. But I give her A for effort because that shit was clever. Cause it sounded good until you got into like the just of it. And shout out to the motherfuckers that still think I drink alcohol. Shout out to y'all. Dumb as hell, but that's nonetheless. Yeah, right on. Openly, we're just not gonna go there, bro. Like, probably the fuck tomorrow. Like, let's not go there. Okay. All right. All righty. No less. Let's get into the shit. All right. As we know, or hopefully that you know, this was Andor at one point in time, a machine. And it wasn't supposed to fucking matter. Okay. Back in 1980, Roland released a drum machine called the TR-808. All right. It wasn't trying to become legendary. It was actually trying to imitate real drums. But the problem was with this shit, it didn't. You feel me? People fucking hated the 808. People felt the kick wasn't realistic. It wasn't that punch you needed. You know what I'm saying? The snare sounded fucking weird. The cowbell became a meme before memes even existed. So at some point in some time, Roland just said, fuck it. And he was like, yeah. Well, they were like, we're good. Now, one of the most influential instruments ever created was considered a utter and complete failure. Now, years later, producers started buying used 808s because they were cheap. Another way of being, I guess, innovative with little money, which most of this shit in hip hop comes from. If you know anything about graffiti, kind of along the same lines. Ramon, shout out to my boy. Y'all did him back, but that's okay though. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you probably shouldn't be on this channel. Um, I guess it was more so like people stopped asking why it didn't sound like a real drum, and they started trying to fuck with it and make it sound closer to it or give it a different kind of sound to make it fit. Um, and ultimately, the TR-808 became one of the biggest lessons in music history. Um, Sometimes your greatest advantage is the thing that everyone else calls a flaw. Now, my question to y'all is going to be this shit. Have you ever in your life, I don't give a damn if it was like pre-K, made something cool by accident? If you have, leave a comment, drop it, however you want to do it. But just let a nigga know. You know what I'm saying? If you feel comfortable, just shoot me a thread on threads. You feel me? For the one time. Now, let's get into why a bass hits your body and give you that woogly googly. Now, have you ever done those little what people will call a dolphin, and it's in a circular form, then you know how bass would make you feel. You know what I'm saying? If you've had one of those circular dolphin things, you know what I'm saying? And this is kind of where it gets interesting. Your ears don't experience bass the same way they experience higher frequency sounds. Low frequencies move more air through. More air ultimately means more vibration, right? Right. Those vibrations travel through your chest, right? For sure. Your ribs, seat, your steering wheel. If you have subwoofers, you know the feeling. I hope. If not, take your shit back and redo it. Um, Even the floor beneath your feet. You know what I'm saying? If you got the right shit. And ultimately, that's why people pay the major buckety bucks for what we call. Gotta grab the shit real quick. Yeah. Ultimately, that's why you pay the big bucks for the concerts. Concert is definitely a different feel than listening on your phone, listening through beats or whatever type of ear device you use, listening device you use. Because you're not so much listening or hearing the music, you are inside of it. Let's try it like this. Think about horror movies. What's the first thing they use before something scary happens? The low rumbling sounds, the eerie little piano or the eerie horn, you know what I'm saying? And your brain immediately shoots and starts preparing his body, like preparing your body for the danger or what you're about to see in the movie or whatever, you know what I'm saying, or what have you. Now think about your favorite trap song. From my people in the South, you know what I'm saying? Or if you just fuck with trap music in general. It's heavy bass, major sub play. You know what I'm saying? You can feel confident, like especially if it's bankroll fresh. You know what I'm saying? A Zaytoven beat. You know what I mean? You feel powerful, we're ready to hustle. You know what I'm saying? Get on your grind, go get some paper, whatever the case may be. But nonetheless, you have to realize and understand that the frequencies have changed. But nonetheless, your body reacted first to the frequency before you can realize what was going on. All right. Now, not all 808s tell the same story. Ultimately, they all tell different stories, if that makes sense. A clean yet sustained 808 can feel emotional, pull at your heartstrings, make you emotional. A distorted clipped 808 sound could be more aggressive or dark. An 808 with long slides feels more dramatic or cinematic. A short punchy bass can feel urgent and build suspense. It's almost like different voices. The instrument hasn't changed, the emotion has. That's why sound selection is one of the most important decisions a producer can make. And that's ultimately why, you know what I'm saying, I got to be particular on what I send out to people. You know what I'm saying? Yes, if y'all have noticed, I have damn near no beats up right now. They'll be back in due time, but until now, better go to Bandcamp. But yeah, when you're a producer, you're ultimately choosing how people are going to feel before the artist puts their words to the beats. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I know it was one like I sent recently, and it was, I don't know. For me, it's cool for when like I have or I send my beat to an artist who already like when they listen to it, they already know what I'm feeling from the shit. And that was the cool part. Like he already like I just put like 3 words, and then he was like, "Bro, all right, I'm with you." I'm like, see, it's times like that that make me feel like I'm not throw the fuck off for the way I may conduct this shit. Like my way I do shit is not orthodox at all. Very unorthodox. But at the same time, it's like I'm doing it my way. You feel what I'm saying? Like I feel like this is the best way to get the best product out, or you know what I'm saying, or for a person to understand how I'm coming. You know what I mean? Like, no, not. I don't feel like my beats are just for anybody. Like, I don't feel like anybody can probably rap on these shits. Like, I feel like some of them you gotta like feel that shit in order for it to function, if that makes sense. All right, now we're gonna talk about a little regional sound around this motherfucker. If you don't know what regional means, please exit out and go use your local dictionary. You know what I'm saying? One thing I love about hip hop is that every region developed its own language and its own sound. Okay. Example. Memphis started leaning dark at some point. You feel what I'm saying? Like with the 3 6 Mafia shit. You feel what I'm saying? But also it's kind of like a house thing, like a bounce type situation. But nonetheless, Atlanta leaned more towards crunk energetic. You know what I'm saying? Texas had like a lot of space, if that makes sense. Detroit was had found bounce. You know what I'm saying? New York drill borrowed influence, and and it kind of gave it a whole different little attitude. You feel me? Um, I can say you can often tell where a producer is from before the rapper even opens his mouth. You feel what I'm saying? And that's some powerful shit. You know what I'm saying? Because music doesn't only carry sound and frequency; it carries geography. It carries a lot of culture in such a short span of media. Or you know what I'm saying? Like if you think about it, a lot goes into 3 minutes. It's like football. Like think about how long a play really is versus how that shit feels when you're playing. You feel what I'm saying? Like imagine like a 5 second block. You feel what I'm saying? Or a 5 second play. Like if you get it, you get it. If you don't, you don't. You know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I feel like you're orchestrating emotion when you're a producer. I don't know. I don't think I'm a producer. I'm just a nigga that put shit together. You feel what I'm saying? But I feel like this is something people don't always think about. A producer isn't just making beats. You're ultimately hurting and directing emotion. Every decision really matters. Frequency, the mix, which things you use, what effects you use, when you use them, how you use them, the length that you use them, what you incorporate in, you know what I'm saying, what you clippity clip, you know what I'm saying. Uh, should the kick be distorted? Should the bass glide? Should the notes be longer? Should there be a pause or a silence? Because if you don't understand this, or you haven't captured this yet in the song, sometimes letting the song breathe or just silence itself is a production tool too. Sometimes what you don't hear is just as important as what you do hear. Now let's get realistic about this shit. Now we ain't gonna sit around there and bullshit. You feel me? We don't do that. But if you're like me, probably gonna try to cook up some shit tonight, make a beat tonight. Just try to remember this shit. When in doubt, tune it out. Tune your 808. Leave room or a build for your kick. Don't always chase loudness. This was my problem. Bad as a motherfucker. Like, you want that, just, you want to knock a nigga head off with that motherfucker, and then it distorts. And you can't, you feel what I'm saying? You can't really get it right because it's like, from the get-go, like, it's distorted. So it's like, even if you mix it, it's just, you feel me? But also, I would say use saturation carefully. Check your mix on headphones, speakers, and your car. That is the fucking truth. Please understand that right there. That trifecta really makes a difference because it doesn't sound the same in every aspect. Like, you playing your beat on a Bluetooth speaker, it's not going to sound the same in a certain brand of headphones, like, or earpods. But playing it in your car ain't going to sound the same as the other two. You feel what I'm saying? If that makes sense. And you hear different things in each one of those. That's something that, like, I got into early. Like, listen to it in the car, then listen to it in headphones like I'm at work. Then I'll listen to it on a Bluetooth speaker and just turn it up high and see what you know what I'm saying? Distortion, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? But through all that shit, like, most importantly, make sure you giving, like, at all times, a heaping helping of emotion. You feel what I'm saying? Some soul in that shit. You feel me? Because technically, a perfect beat that says nothing will never beat an imperfect beat that makes people feel something. You feel what I'm saying? Um, that right there is why I kind of feel like 808s have survived, like, decades. You know what I'm saying? Like, despite this humble ass beginnings, you dig what I'm saying? And the 808 is ultimately bigger than hip hop now. It's in pop, it's in country, electronic music, movie scores, video games. If you play GTA, commercials. Now, really, the 808 isn't just an instrument anymore. It's become a language, and every producer speaks it a little differently, which makes it cool. Like, it's the same instrument, but everybody hears it and feels it or wants to interpret it different. You know what I'm saying? And that's kind of what makes music beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Um, I hope y'all enjoyed this investigation. Um, if you did enjoy this investigation, hit the like button. Subscribe if you're new. Fuck with the kid, man. I'm here. I'm trying to give y'all something. You know what I'm saying? You fuck with. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't even smoked that much tonight, man. Look at you. You feel me? You know what I mean? Let me know what mystery y'all want me to come up with next on the Beat Detective, man. Uh, should we investigate sampling since that's what y'all love to fucking do? And then shout out to Fooley. The Fooley's on my ass like, hey, you know about how I feel about the sample shit? I'm like, shit, that shit is overstood. My God. You feel what I'm saying? But that might be a good one though. Like, sampling might be a good one. If you feel that, like, you know what I'm saying, drop some twos, you know, down there at the bottom of this motherfucker. You feel me? We got chord progressions, producer tags. I believe in producers, but we can talk about that one because David Banner is the reason why I do that shit now. So the loudness war, the encrypted messages and music. You know what I'm saying? Any of those ring a bell for you, or you want to hear the boy, the man, the myth, the kid that did that probably didn't. You feel what I'm saying? No, I'm just fucking with you. No, but drop your ideas, your thoughts below, man. Until next time, keep curating, keep listening, and remember, every beat tells a story. Um, if it doesn't, fuck it. Peace and aggregates.